Hiya, and welcome back to Moonlight Castle. The game that teaches us that... That... Dylan should probably put on a helmet. He should probably put on a helmet. That and visual novel characters aren't exactly known for their smart decisions. They're not... I'm sorry, but they're not exactly known for making smart decisions. But it's fine. They're cute. So anyways, let's just hop right in. Oh god, that sounds so bad. Ignore me. The helmets are for losers, right? But seriously though, no, god damn it, now I gotta say it. Whenever you do something dangerous, be sure to wear a helmet. Otherwise, you could probably lose your face on a fucking road. Which means, cats, you need to wear a helmet if you're doing dangerous shit. Otherwise, you can't kiss Dylan or Patrice anymore. Or Javier. Because if you... I don't know. Because you're the one constantly saying that you want to kiss all these characters. You're the one saying that you always want to kiss all these characters, so I'm just saying, you just happen to be the best example. Because you can't kiss them if you don't got lips. You can't get a kiss if you don't got lips. Joe. Hey, how are... I stood up to greet him and he just tackled me from the side, lifted me up, and spun both of us around as he gave me an embrace. All the while, he was laughing and giggling. Seeing how happy he was, I couldn't bring myself to stop him, and the feeling was quite contagious. You're the best, Joe, thank you! I chuckled, as the way he was holding me was making me feel ticklish. What's all this for? Eventually, the tiger dropped me on my seat again. For yesterday, what else could it be? Clearly, our memories didn't match, as I was sure that he was really scared back then. Hiya. Were we really thinking about the same day? Huh? And then the tiger was tapping himself on the head, as if pondering whether he forgot something. Oh, right. I haven't told you about my therapist. That's probably why you're confused. Sorry, I was excited, and I even forgot that you didn't like to be touched out of the blue. Well, I guess I messed up. Ryan wasn't lying when he said that this tiger loved to exaggerate. I shrugged my shoulders and invited the feline to sit with me. Come, sit. He sat on a chair across from me, and I closed the gap between us. Hang on, I'm gonna try something. Alrighty. Are you hearing double? Like, this is a genuine question. Oh, fuck yeah. Now I can have both on. He sat on a chair across from me, and I closed the gap between us. It's because I have two microphones running at the same time. One for monitoring and one for output. Let's start with your phone. Phone? Oh, your messages! Yeah. Yesterday, after we'd parted ways, I was still freaking out about what you'd said you'd seen, so I decided to meet up with my therapist to have them help me organize my thoughts and feelings, and this feels weird. So I'm gonna very quickly undo that. Thoughts and feelings. Ah, shit, I knew it. I know I shouldn't have said... Dude, no worries. It was my own choice to see them. Don't you dare blame yourself. If you're mad about that, then why didn't you text me back? Oh, Joe, you're reading it all wrong. Trust me, everything is fine. My therapist advised me to avoid distraction during our sessions. Also, I wanted to make sure that I'd remember everything that happened each time without getting my feelings in the way. It's really important to me that I don't forget the details so that I can observe my progress. I see. Well, hopefully I didn't get in your way. Oh, you're good. It's just that social media could be really tempting, so I turned off my phone. Okay, that's good. Now, let's talk about the good stuff. I received amazing news, and it's all thanks to you. Huh. But I don't remember doing anything. Of course you did. Yesterday I was paying so much of my attention to our conversation, and for a moment there, my fear did fly over my head right past me. Oh. Is that good? Apparently it is! They told me that it was an extremely positive sign. Even though you did freak out afterward. I said that too, but they said the fact that I managed to stop from taking control of myself even for a second was amazing. Well, I'm happy for you. Oh, you have no idea how happy I am. Especially to have you here. He took my hands and held them, and just like that, my face was reddening. Why did I have to be such a hopeless romantic? It wasn't like he was doing anything special. It was merely a simple gesture, yet it felt so magical to me. The charming eyes, the delicate touch, the thumbs rubbing against my skin. Please, could he please just stop looking at me? I've been struggling with my fear for so long. At one point, I believed that I'd have to deal with it for the rest of my life. Constantly, I got depressed, felt extremely exhausted, and even never managed to build up my appetite. I didn't want to give up, but I couldn't help feeling I was trapped. Today, though, everything has changed. I finally see the light at the end of the tunnel, and it's all because of you. I know we've just met each other for 2 days, but please, would you help me get through this? That was quite a sweet moment. Seeing that he trusted me enough to open up and ask for help made me blush. And he was such a nice guy, too. Is he staring with homophobia in his eyes? Oh no. I was kind of afraid to let him down. How can I help? You really are going to help me? Oh, Joe, I can't thank you enough for this. The only thing I've ever wanted to do is live a normal life like everyone else does. That kinda struck a chord with myself. However, I tried not to think about it too much. The moment now was about the tiger, and I should be focused on him. Or so what I wanted to believe, yet my body refused. Instinctively, I took my hands away from him. A little harshly, too. Oh, thank you. What was I thinking? What was I doing? Was I about to be selfish? He needed me. I should help him. I shouldn't ruin this. I should stop, right? Do you maybe also consider your life not normal? My eyes perked up so that I could meet his, and I met with a sympathetic face of someone who understood how I felt. Ryan had always reminded me not to go too hard on you, and at first I didn't really get why, but now I think I'm starting to understand. You have your own struggles too, and they matter as much as anyone else's. The pain I have doesn't make yours any less important. My whole life, I've had feelings invalidated by my mom and stepfather. They tell me that the feelings that I had couldn't be as important as the ones they had. It was their problems that took priority over anything I had to say or complain. Always, I need to push mine away. Oh, that is fucking toxic. That is fucking toxic. Like, no, it's not. It's not healthy. I honestly think everyone needs therapy at some point. And Ryan hated it when I pushed away my problems, and he'd always harass me for it. Right. You're correct about that. If you ever have anything to say, I'll listen to you. Whatever it is, whenever you want. Thanks. I don't know. It became silent, and we just sat there staring at each other. I was really grateful to him for all he'd said to me. However, I didn't think I was capable of telling him just how much I appreciated that. He'd made me so happy, so much that I couldn't keep looking at his eyes without getting flustered. Not anymore. Hey. I raised my face to look at Ryan, and from the way he was looking at us, the thing that was running through his head became very obvious to me. It was kind of awkward, and I really thought that Patrice looked way too panicked than he needed to be. Coming in early, I didn't expect that you'd show up so soon. Ryan didn't reply, and he just sat next to the tiger. I looked at both of them. What were you guys doing? You look like you've seen a ghost. I was telling Joel about my therapist, and you know what happened. Thanks for the save, though. I'd never forgive myself if I ended up hurting over this. Isn't that what friends are for? Don't mention it. The two of them laughed, and Ryan wrapped his arm around the tiger. Thought I sensed tension between the two just now, but it was gone. Maybe I was overthinking it. What about you? All calm now? Me? Yeah. Patrice told me what was going on, and I'm relieved to hear that he's getting better. Ooh, did I hear that right? You're making actual progress now, huh? I'm so happy for you, dude. They kept at it for a while, and as much as I wanted to enjoy seeing their interaction, I thought that the way they were being playful with one another seemed fake. Although, I wasn't sure why I felt that, and it wasn't like I could ask them either. My mental question remained unanswered, and more people began to flood the canteen with their presences, our friends included. Good day, everyone. I hope you're having a good time. Oh, I'm sure they are. Don't you see how energetic they look? Is Liam not here yet? One would think that he'd be the first to show up. All of us shrugged, except myself, and it seemed that nobody noticed, aside from Blake. I don't think he missed the chance to feed garbage to some of us in advance. Blake! My bad. I believe him, alright? Be careful about whom you place your trust in. I could hardly blame the wolf for having such a sentiment. Shortly afterward, Russell joined us and sat himself next to me. It was like we were a perfect match for one another. In silence, the bull and I watched the whole group talk. So, it's just the two masterminds that are missing. I bet they're scheming right now. I wouldn't put it past them, though I still don't get why Dylan keeps going along with him. Speak of the devil, there they are. We watched the two approach our table, and each of them was holding a big bag. Dylan seemed fine with the one he had. However, it appeared that Liam was struggling to carry the one on himself. Both of the bags looked heavy, and there was a noise coming out of them as if some metal pieces were clinking one another. Hi! You could have put more effort into that greeting. Liam dropped the bag under our table, and it looked like he was completely out of breath. Must have been tough for him, as I could see that he was dragging it along the floor rather than carrying it near the end. You know what? I'm not even going to bother to ask.
We'll just talk about it after lunch.
Lynx was still panting when he said that. Yeah, let's eat before he has a chance to ruin our appetite. Enough of chatter. Food, now! What the fuck was that? No, I don't think I can ever make that sound ever again. Am I not even allowed to internally scream?
As long as you're not going to disrupt my explanation, I don't care.
We can give you a short, more friendly version later. Are you sure? I want to hear regrets later.
The house we visited yesterday was the physical embodiment of a curse. I could feel an evil presence lurking behind those walls. They followed me the entire night, never taking their eyes off me, but never acting upon it.
My voice broke into the 12th dimension for a second there. Oh, hiya. Sorry, I just sort of... It dipped out mentally. Yo, what the fuck? Who was stalking you?
I don't know. Did any of you feel something similar?
We all looked at each other. Concerned glances were shared. Nobody spoke up, but the answer came forward on its own.
I wonder why it didn't do anything.
Isn't it a good thing?
No, it isn't. I didn't get the chance to do my job. The curse welcomed us in and nothing happened. That's so strange.
That's because we visited an abandoned castle, Liam. There is no curse. You know what? You know what? I'm just gonna nip this in the bud. Right fucking now. First off, Amethyst. Don't repeat what you said. I don't know what you said, but don't fucking repeat it or say it. Don't. Just don't. That's because we visited an abandoned castle, Liam. There is no curse. I watched Patrice shaking like a leaf on his seat. He barely said anything and he was already a goner. True, and this is some crazy horror movie plot, right? I'll never believe that.
Just because you didn't see it doesn't mean I'm lying. The castle is invisible. The curse decides who is allowed inside. Hear me?
Let's pretend you're right for a moment. I don't appreciate being put into a dangerous situation such as this without my consent.
It doesn't matter. You're fine. I just needed you to grant me that permission to enter the castle, do my job, and get out.
Who is it?
I nearly fucking said the word and all of a sudden. Public enemy.
Who is it? Do you know that at least?
Nope, the castle went silent yesterday. I couldn't investigate shit. I can safely cross my name because I visited the campsite alone and couldn't find it.
You basically used us to find this place. Oh, hiya. You mentioned that it's your job. What does that mean?
I'm a medium, Joel. I get paid to get rid of weird supernatural bullshit such as this.
Russell snorted, causing Liam to grow upset. Are you claiming to be a ghost hunter?
I wish my job would be that simple. Moving a ghost or two doesn't remove the curse. It takes way more to clear up a place as big as that.
Liam picked up the bag he brought along and opened it in front of us. Holy shit! We could see a variety of weapons, weird papers, bows, bottles that contained a shining liquid, and strange accessories. We could see a variety of weapons, weird papers, bows, bottles that contained a shining liquid, and strange accessories. This doesn't look like a job anymore.
It is some basic equipment. I tend to change stuff around after figuring out the type of curse I'm dealing with.
Sorry, I had to stop for a minute. I just had to stop for a minute. Dude, this shit is bad. Really, really bad.
It is when people enter the castle and disappear, never be seen again.
What's your motive? I can't imagine you being a hero.
When you're working cost your life, the pay is really good, you know.
He does have the vibe of being a materialistic person.
You guys know I like the occult. Is it really so far-fetched for me to get a job in this field?
The fact that you can even have a job like that at all is weird, Liam.
There's another reason, the real one.
Which is... We're listening. Liam sighed. He didn't seem willing to share that one as easily as the rest.
I've lost contact with my sister 3 years ago and recently managed to track her back to her last known movements to this castle. The same one we explored yesterday.
I guess that explains why you wanted to find it so badly.
I want to find her first, then I'll destroy the castle before I can claim more victims.
Yup, I was right to trust my gut feeling. This is crazy.
You were literally the last person I expected to agree. Please just be quiet on your seat.
You told us your story. What do you want from us? Nothing! We want nothing to do with this. Get the police involved. What the fuck? I don't think he needs to tell you why that isn't going to work.
Honestly, I could do this just fine with Dylan, but you wanted to know, so here it is.
Are you going back in there tonight?
Yes, I will.
If we were to join you, you can guarantee our safety.
I don't think I can. Look in your eyes tells me that you still don't believe me.
It's a lot to take in. Please understand that it's not easy to believe your story.
This is your last call. Are you coming with me tonight or not?
Should we help him? I should have been scared like Patrice, or maybe should have been mad like Blake for even thinking of dragging us into this. Yet, I only grew more and more interested as he explained it to me. Everyone went quiet, exchanging worried looks at one another. Nobody was going to agree with Liam. Before I could give them my answer, I briefly faced Patrice, his eyes sealed shut, struggling to keep it all under control. Reached for his hand, giving it a gentle squeeze. He needed comfort and reassurance, so that's what I did. A nod from me came afterwards when he opened his eyes to meet mine. Yeah, we already took the knife. Also, Haya. Okay, I can do this. He broke the silence, gathering everyone's curiosity around himself. And with a deep inhale, he pushed out the shocking truth. I'll help you.
What? Can you repeat that?
I'm coming with you. Same here, count us in. It was a twist bigger than what Liam revealed to us, at least in their eyes.
Are you sure about this?
I can't believe I'm going to agree with Liam, but he's right. You can't go, Patrice. Why not? We're all consenting adults here. Unless you want to settle with your fists, that is. Can we not resort to violence? I'm sure we can talk this out. Fine. Guess I'll fight outside school grounds. That is not what I meant. They're going, I'm going. I hated how Ryan phrased that. He didn't like Liam, there's no way he'd say it. Me too. I'd like to investigate the castle myself. Guys, no. This is not a good idea. Not after what he told us. This is dangerous. I'm willing to compromise my partnership if you'll do something for me. Is that alright? Clyde, what in the world?
I could really use your help, honestly. Shoot, what is it?
It's something we should discuss in private, if that's fine for you. I also have a book in my bag I want you to see.
Fine, you got my attention. So, Blake, have you decided? You're the only one who hasn't answered yet.
He began smiling, pointing and poking at him. Eat the book, yes! Eat the book! Give it a big ol' chomp. Chomp the book. He began smiling, pointing and poking at him. I wish I could wipe that stupid grin off your face. His anger quickly switched to an annoyed sigh, crossing his arms and admitting defeat. What do you want me to say? I'm coming, not feeling comfortable leaving Clyde and everyone else in your hands. Consume the knowledge. Become the knowledge. That is how we will win. That is how we will defeat the ghosts. And win fucking Liam's hand in marriage, or everyone else. Patrice's hand in marriage. We will eat the book. Okay, that is a bit too far. Okay, Cats, that is actually a bit too far. Oh. Right there. Yeah. Rephrase it. That's all I'm going to say. Rephrase it. Eat the book, defeat the ghost, win Patrice's hand in marriage. There we go. That is the goal. What do you want me to say? I'm not... Yeah, I already read that.
Glad to see you all on board for another exploration. Next stop is the council room, right? To talk about the favor you wanted.
Wait, we just agreed. Is that all? Shouldn't we, talk about yesterday, too? Don't we need a plan or something?
That is for later. We're meeting at Russell's as always. Ready to discuss those things last minute. They stay fresh in your mind. If anybody wants to come along, stand up now and follow the Dylan train.
Say that again and I'll knock you out. The forbidden knowledge is full of naked wolfmen. I mean, you're not wrong. I stopped listening to them and turned my attention back to Patrice. He didn't look good. I'm sure it must have been straining for him to step out of his comfort zone so suddenly. I'm proud of you. This thanks to you, really. He took another deep breath and gulped. I really hated seeing him trembling like that. This feeling of powerlessness forced me to realize that all I could do was watch. I can't help being worried about you, Patrice. We don't know anything about this place. Can we trust what Liam told us? I'll be fine. Joel will be there to assist me. I don't need anything else. Both Ryan and I stayed quiet, but I don't think it was for the same reason as me. Where did everyone go? They left just now. Something about a book. I didn't care personally. Russell was the only one who stayed behind. He stared at me for a little longer and then stood up as well. It seems like I have nothing left to do for today. Going back to the cafe? Yes, I need to talk with Dad about tonight. Were you going to say something? Did I give you that impression? What was on my mind resolved itself. I'll see you tonight. I was trying to piece together things before Ryan's excitement scream threw me off. Holy shit! Yes! Yes, please! I know, I'm gonna ask him, but don't yell into my ears like that. What's going on? Are you busy right now? Any classes left? I do have one, but it's not mandatory. I was confused where this conversation was going, but I answered nonetheless. This is how we die. I need to work today. Want to come with? I was a bit staggered by Patrice and his bluntness. That left a lot of things vague. Is this about that gym membership? Joel, you have to say yes. No questions, just one nod. I'm sorry, I don't think I'm ready for that. You know what? I'm going to become femboy. I'm going to become femboy. Just for a minute. Or the closest equivalent my fat ass can become to femboy. The closest fucking equivalent. I'm sorry, I fucking hate physical activity. Fuck, I cannot get comfortable. Hey, I own the socks. But here's the funny thing. I'm gonna tell this story.
It's time to drink water.
It's time to drink water.
It's time to drink water.
I was over at a friend's
It's
house. It was
time
me
to
and some
drink
friends. I fell asleep. Reference, I'm not wearing socks right now. I fell asleep. My one friend, she told me afterwards, she's like, hey dude, I was talking to this guy, and I told him that you have a fat ass. She told me that I have a fat ass. And I'm just like, okay then. The thigh-high socks can only go up to my knees. Not because my legs are too long, but because they're too fucking thick. Do not take this out of context. This does not leave the video. This does not leave the fucking video. I'm sorry, I don't think I'm ready for that yet. Seeing Ryan deflating like a balloon, the moment I declined was just rubbing more salt to the wound. Okay, let me rephrase that. I need to go soon, but I'd still like to hang out with you. That's sweet, I felt the same, but work is work, right? So, you wouldn't mind being there with me as long as there's no exercising involved? I narrowed my eyes, carefully tiptoeing what he just said to me. I could see Ryan's face lighting up again. What are you getting at? It's gym time! Why am I making Ryan sound like he fucking watches Skibbity Toilet? Ryan's arm wrapped itself around my waist and lifted me up without effort. Let's go! Huh? What are you doing? I sought Patrice for an answer with that uncomfortable upside-down vision I had. All he did was laugh his butt off at me. I'm speeding this up. You're going to agree on the way there. That's not how this works. There are rules you have to follow. Getting my consent comes first. I tried to set myself free by punching his back a few times, but I eventually gave up. Deep down, I didn't want to really hurt him, and I guess that was my downfall. I hate you. Did you take my bag at least? Don't worry, I have it. I glared at Patrice as we walked through the hallway. Is this also your idea? If we were alone, I wouldn't have minded much, but having weird looks from the students we crossed paths with was shameful. Nah, I like being straightforward about it. Ryan? I'm going to get mad now. Drop me. The bear froze, turned me around to get a closer look at my very irritated face, and with an apologetic look, settled me down. Sorry. I wanted to be mad. He deserved to hear me out, but I just couldn't. He was giving me sad puppy eyes. I sighed, growing frustrated by the pitiful display of his. We're discussing this in the car. I immediately shut down his attempt of sweet-talking me into it. Nope, this doesn't mean I'm coming yet. Fine. What has gotten into you? You've never done anything like this before. You know that I don't appreciate it in public. People get the wrong idea. I kept grumbling and complaining to myself with a subtle volume loud enough to get through his deaf ears. This continued all the way to the car where I ultimately ran out of things to say and oxygen. Oh, you guys are still hiding it? That explains a few things. You didn't know? I took turns and alternated an appalled look to both, mostly Ryan. You didn't tell him? My bad. Gym time? Patrice sorted from the backseat and I face-palmed so hard. Why are you like this? It was a question, you don't need to be like that. No, it's not. You're just trying to save face right now. Patrice's laughter grew louder and louder to the point we couldn't ignore anymore. No, I don't want to do that voice. You two really are something else. Seeing his smile was all it took to calm me down and forget all the stupid things Ryan did. What, Patrice's laugh? Because I already decided on Patrice's laugh I just did. It's Seeing his smile was all it took to calm me down and forget all the stupid things Ryan said. How are you feeling now? I'm better. Look. No shaking. I have very unsteady hands. Patrice placed his hands forward to show him, and in that moment, I began questioning Ryan's motive. Was he trying to make him laugh the entire time? I couldn't fully believe that one. I'm more inclined to think he realized what was while it was happening. So, what's the plan? You two decided to tell me finally? I named it Operation Smuggling Joel with my master key. You're terrible at naming things. Rude! You understood the plan already! Won't you get in trouble if we're caught? Dude, I've been working in that place for years now. I know what I'm doing. When Ryan tells me that it's a red flag, just to let you know. The solution was to stop saying it. Yep, now shit happens without warning. You're going to make me cry! Yeah, don't do that. Ryan is a key factor to our plan. He's going to prove you wrong. The more we talk, the scarier this gets. You'll see, we got this. This is going to become my new embarrassing moment to randomly remember under the shower and cringe. Now that we were standing outside, I was getting anxious. Oh my god. Now that we were standing outside, I was getting anxious. It wasn't as serious as breaking the law, but... Joe, look at me. If you walk in with a face like that, everyone's going to stare at you. They're going to laugh at you. They're all going to laugh at you. You need to act casual. That's how people get away with it. Be confident. You gotta follow me. That's it. I'll keep the receptionist busy and join you later after I've changed. Ryan's wide enough for you to become basically invisible. Oh my god. So, not only are we just straight up committing breaking and entering and fraud, we're committing breaking and entering, fraud, and we just made a fucking fat joke. How can you two be so easygoing about this? It's gonna be fun, trust me. It'll be good for you to see what we do here. Experience! Exactly. Operation Smuggling Joel starts now. Ryan walked in first, and the moment he and the receptionist began talking, we made her move. I was told to let Patrice step inside first and then go before the doors would close. I couldn't believe I allowed them to talk me into doing something so stupid and unnecessary. I should have started my free membership and skipped this ordeal entirely. Patrice unlocked the gate with his card twice and nobody saw anything. We were on the other side. That's it, I officially became a criminal. That works all the time. You mean you've done this before? Oi, take a deep breath. It's over already. Come, I'll show you around. It was a single room filled with standard gym equipment. A couple of each type. There were signs on the wall reminding people of not using the same tool for too long. I like it here. It's kind of cozy. It does give that vibe. Thank God there aren't many people around. Of course not. It's lunchtime. He walked to the side towards a small shelf hidden in the corner and called my name a few times to get me closer. Want to see Ryan's exercise plan? The moment I heard his question, I contextualized what those papers meant and instinctively nodded. Wow, that's a lot. He is very energetic, isn't he? You should increase the workload. Huh? Don't mind me. It was a joke, but it didn't land the way I wanted. Shit, I feel so dumb right now. Pat! Get your ass over here! I need help lifting this! On my way. I leaned against the wall and watched them talk, laughing, making jokes with subcontext I didn't understand. They looked very close. They looked close. Again, fiddling with myself, tapping on the ground, crossing my arms just to give myself a better distraction. The more I stared, the more uncomfortable I felt. Deep down, I knew what it was. I wanted what they had. I wanted to be in his place right now. Patrice was obviously taking the opportunity to be closer than he should have been, and I hated it. Eventually dawned on me that I wasn't mad at him for being a pervert. I was mad that he wasn't doing it to me. Make my wish come true. All I want. in this gym is Patrice. What the fuck am I thinking? I don't know, you tell me. I fucking dropped what I'm fidgeting with, damn it. Oh, hey, you're back. Yep, I'm here and I'm pumped. I saw your gym program. Do you constantly keep that speed? Today I feel like going higher. Ryan, you're going to fucking die. That's all I'm going to say. You're going to fucking die. Just R.I.P. Ryan. R.I.P. fucking... Trying to scoot in. I feel like going higher. Ryan dragged me closer to his treadmill so that we could talk during his workout. I would nod, giggle a few times, but no matter what, I'd always go back to Patrice. Yeah, wait, no, that... I'm trying to find it. There it is. Oh! 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 I think I know what that is, and I probably shouldn't fucking show that. I would nod, giggle a few times, but no matter what, I'd always go back to Patrice. Seeing him there spending time with someone else was souring my mood. It was his job. Why can't I just let it go? Waiting for him to come back? He was the reason why I'm here in the first place. True. Does he do that all the time? Do what exactly? It was embarrassing to say. Just thinking about it felt so wrong. Ryan has to be clueless all the time. Well, you know, the looks he gives to his clients. Is that something he does often? You guys even mentioned touching once, and I mean... I wondered if he ever... Nah, he was tipsy that day and fucked up. He thought that was someone he'd been flirting with. Yeah. No, Axel, you didn't do anything wrong. Why are we RIPing your existence? It's mostly perverted looks at the boys. It gets ignored only because they're not women. Hiya. Welcome back. I don't know how to feel about that. We don't care. We're just his friends. This isn't our problem, right? It felt odd coming from him. Ryan wouldn't let that stop him either. Are you mad at Patrice? Where is this coming from? Yeah, maybe that was too much. I was trying to figure out why Ryan, of all people, told me he doesn't care. It's not that. Maybe you're not that far off. Oh no! I knew it. What did he do? He's coming back. I'll tell you some other time. Guys, I'm so sorry the bastard didn't want to let me go. I'm sure you didn't mind. Ha! I wish I could tell you what I'm thinking. I mean, you can. I rolled my eyes, growing more frustrated. My negative emotions were leaking after being neglected by me bottling them up in Patrice. Just don't. I'm not interested. Patrice picked up on it and glanced at Ryan, believing that maybe we had an argument. What's that? Is it Joel's plan? Mine? Oh yeah, do you mind telling me if you've got some preferences? He eagerly turned the paper around and pointed at all the things he marked as easy. That's so sudden. I haven't given it much thought yet. I'm not ready for this. Took a step back, overwhelmed by things escalating again. We're going to make it simple. You're looking at Ryan and panicking. You won't do that. Fine. Let me circle the ones I'm okay doing. Is there one called leaving? You're okay with lifting? Really? Couldn't help myself from blushing when he had such a positive reaction. You said it's easy and you'll help me, so... My voice lowered itself until it became a whisper, but I believe he got what I was saying. Yes, sir, that's my job. He then winked at me with his usual perverted spark. But for you, I'll be sure to pay more attention. Ryan coughed loudly just to remind us that he was in ear range. I guess I could give this a chance. Yes, that's the answer I wanted to hear. It's going to be fun having you around. Dylan shuts down everything I say. Now, not to mention, you did say Dylan comes here as well. Yeah, but he doesn't really text me in advance, so meeting up with him ends up being a coincidence. Amethyst, I honestly don't know how to feel because I didn't really see the whole thing. I just caught the end of it. And I'm just going to try to stay out of it. Not my issue. Even though it might be. I don't know. I'm gonna go wash my face in the changing room. Come with me for a bit. I need to lift weights too, soon. Don't be long. Yeah. Nah. I just want to get that guy's smell off of me. I'm gonna keep my mouth shut. Patrice walked to the near sink and, after letting the water run for a bit, splashed his face a couple of times. That guy stinks! You don't like it? He gurgled some of the water and spit it back in the sink. Dude, you may not have noticed, but sometimes I hold my breath when I'm too close. I sat down on a nearby bench next to the lockers and waited for him to finish. He does have a good ass, though. That's all he has going on for himself. Okay! You know, and I'm actually kind of curious, so I'm going to do that real quick. Let me get the Discord open. Quick. Yeah. He does have a good ass, though. That's all he has going on for himself. He laughed out loud, cupping his hands together. I see. Patrice smiled at me and slowly made his way to me. Were you worried? That's cute. He stood right in front of me as I watched him from below. Was I supposed to be worried? I'll tell you a secret. What I just told you is not completely true. I do like certain smells, if you get what I'm saying. The way he worded it, the look in his eyes made me feel something different from the usual flustered reaction my body has. But on the outside, it looked the same. I was growing red and embarrassed, struggling to keep my eyes on him. And of all people, there's someone in particular I'd like to check. Patrice was towering over me, using the wall to lean forward and closing the distance between us. At that point, my heart began racing absolutely crazy fast. I could feel it echoing through my entire body as I was left with no space left to run away. Because my guts are telling me that his will be my favorite. Okay, okay. He grabbed my chin and gently lifted me up so that I could give it and look at him. What is this? What is happening? Should I let him do that? Is this wrong or right? I... Stop! No, please don't! I yelled, freezing Patrice in place. My eyes began tearing up, and seeing those tears make their way down my face freaked him out too, taking one big step away from me. Shit! Did I misread the signs? Oh god! What is wrong with you? I stood up, scrambled to get my face to somehow look normal. Hard to say nowadays what normal was, and ran off. Wait, don't leave! It was a misunderstanding. Let's talk it out for a moment. He tried his best to get me to calm down, but I just couldn't. I was too messed up, too confused. My feelings were being thrown inside my stomach, spinning around like a washing machine. I jumped over the gate. People heard the commotion and eventually noticed that I snuck inside. Patrice stopped chasing me, and I eventually earned that silence I wanted so much. I don't know what was happening behind me. I hurried away, ignoring him. His problems and everything else. I just wanted to go home and lock myself away for a while, like I always do. I couldn't think about anything. I just ran. I ran all the way back home without looking back. My body wasn't built to do something like that. I could feel my heart going wild in my chest, and from what I just witnessed, that didn't just include my fatigue. I dragged myself toward my bed and collapsed in it, dropping on like a sack of potatoes. It bounced ever so slightly as my body touched its soft surface, until the bed settled under my weight. That was so bad, not even my hat could save me. Couldn't escape from the humiliation I'd inflicted upon myself. Oh, hiya! I could have done anything else at that moment, literally anything, but I just had to take the worst possible option. He was there, giving me such a kind yet lustful look that my mind exploded. I didn't know what to do. I freaked out. My mind flashed back to certain moments throughout my life, and I thought of that harsh reality we lived in, the one I was afraid to fight. I wanted to give up on these feelings, didn't I? I wanted to be normal. Didn't want anyone looking at me like I'm a freak. But my body never agreed with that. My heart didn't like that choice either. So, what was I supposed to do? Lose everything to gain one thing in return? What kind of fucked up trade was that? I just needed to say no. I just needed to be polite and move on. I didn't want to hurt him. I didn't want to cause trouble for him. I was supposed to help him. Now, I wouldn't even be able to look him in the eyes without thinking about my embarrassing behavior. My phone buzzed. A short one. Most likely someone messaging me. The idea that it could have been him terrified me. I didn't want to look. I was scared of knowing what he thought of me. I reached out for my pillow and smashed my head into it, straining a distressed scream through its texture. I would send him an apology soon. That was the least I could do. My head turned over, but I refused to grab it. I just stared at it, unable to see what Patrice had texted me. Maybe later. I decided to take a short nap to give myself time to process these feelings. I was obviously overwhelmed, no matter how hard I tried hiding it. I slowly opened my eyes with the impression that something woke me up. A few moments later, I heard a knocking sound again. I assumed that's what disrupted my sleep. Could it have been a neighbor? I was expecting anyone today, and I didn't think anyone would come here except Ryan. Thinking his name sent a jolt through my body, and I shot up, scared. Ryan was waiting for us to come back, and I ditched him! Holy shit! I needed to let him know that Patrice did nothing wrong or I was going to ruin their friendship. That was enough to push out of bed and reach for the door. I'm not Ryan, sorry. I froze. My hand was still holding the handle when his voice made it to my ears. I didn't want to mislead you, so I thought I'd let you know in advance and spare the shock of finding me instead. I wanted to apologize. Should have done that immediately, but stuff got in the way. I'll be out of your way soon. We didn't get to spend a lot of time together, but I enjoyed your company. I'm going now. I pushed the door open and Patrice was leaving already. Oh, hey, I'm leaving right now. No need to say anything. Yeah, looking at him really did bring back all the feelings I was desperately trying to hide. Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Are you going to run away? His face perked up while mine changed color. This time I resorted to my hat technique. Is that what it looks like to you? You look so genuine asking me that. You don't have to feel bad for me. I want to take responsibility for my mistakes. It makes me sad to have lost this opportunity, but I can't ask you for a second chance. He smiled at me, a tired smile that tried its best to hide the grief he was going through. I don't want that. Why not? This was exactly the result I was hoping to get, so why did I say that? My chest hurt. I let go of my hat to hold my torso instead. I don't want you to leave because of me. I pushed the door open wide and gestured for him to get inside. We should talk first. Are you sure? I thought... Please? Sure. I closed the door behind him and watched Patrice's eyes dart around my tiny room. He didn't say anything, but the way he turned to me with a sympathetic look gave it all away. I returned to my bed, sat down, and invited him to join me. I don't think I should. He shifted around, somehow uncomfortable with doing that. The tiger grabbed the only chair in my room, spun it around, and sat against the backrest to place his head on top. There, that's better. And then we fell into silence. I tried to meet his eyes only for me to run away from them. This wasn't working. Aren't you the extroverted one? Say something! I was freaking out. What was he supposed to say? I called him out. Okay, I'll tell you what happened after you left. Get things in order for you. I had to explain to the receptionist what happened and who you were. I'm really sorry for getting you into trouble. It's all water under the bridge. I told them that you didn't do anything at all and just watched. But I was reprimanded regardless. They might only remove a day from your trial. Unless they go the evil route and take away the entire thing. It's fine as long as your job is safe. Dude, I'm underpaid. They'd never let me go. Plus, it's also my hobby. I see. After that, Ryan came looking for me. He was worried when he didn't see us coming back, so I told him everything. I don't think I've ever seen Ryan so angry before. He recommended that I apologize and stop messing with you. He wasn't wrong about that. Ryan did what I was supposed to do, and yet hearing it from him bothered me a lot. I needed to explain to Patrice why I acted the way I did, but I struggled to put it into words that would make sense to me. Did you come out to your family? Yeah, that was like the first thing I did when I realized dudes were hotter than chicks. He sounded very casual about it. I'm sure that for Patrice, this must have been a normal thing to do. How did that go? Everyone was very supportive. I never felt in danger by expressing myself. It must be nice. I was genuinely happy for him, but I couldn't hide a shred of envy in my voice. I'd give anything to get that freedom myself. I never really realized how lucky I was until later on in life. I still deal with those queer struggles now, but thanks to growing up in such a strong and positive family, it never really bothered me. Yeah, sometimes people stare. Good for them. I know I'm good looking. Patrice then chuckled before serving a joke he had in mind. The way his words fizzled out by laughter gave it away. Giving another man such an intense look. People think he's gay too. You can easily defend yourself though. That's why the worst you'll ever get is glares. I guess I've never really thought about it. But I can't fight back. That's why I'd rather hide it, or the day will come that someone will make me regret later. If that makes you feel safer, then sure. But remember that I'm here. If someone dares to try anything, I won't hesitate to throw a punch or two. No, Patrice. That's not it. Am I wrong? I thought you wanted to feel safer. Shit, this is hard. The point is that by being openly gay, I'll put everything at risk. I'll put everyone at risk. I don't want anyone to get injured or worse. I don't want people to look at me differently. I don't want to be seen as weird. I don't want people to avoid me or isolate me. My voice grew louder the more I spoke. Sharing my fears with him was getting me emotional. My family would totally abandon me. Patrice was taken aback by these claims and lacked the proper response to my outburst. Hey, calm down. Nothing happened. You're getting all worked up about it. Is that why you ran away from me before? You were afraid of losing your life? I nodded in response. This apartment doesn't belong to me. My mom and my stepdad pay for it under the condition that I keep my scholarship going. That guy hates me. He did his best to make mom abandon me, and he's always painting me as the bad guy. He only agreed to pay because it's a good scholarship, but he wanted to kick me out. I can't let anyone know. I'm afraid of losing what I have. Are you shitting me right now? He grabbed my shoulder and caressed my fur, trying to reassure me. I'm actually so mad. What's going on with your family? Why don't you tell your real dad if your mother doesn't listen? Oh, you see, there it was, a famous question I hated to discuss more than anything in the world. Dad disappeared one day when I was young, around the time I met Ryan. Mom was very depressed. I watched her cry herself to sleep many times at night. But she still raised me alone and did her best to hide it. I wanted to see her happy again. Then that man arrived in our lives and Mom started feeling better. She was being herself again. It felt wrong to take that away from her again. So I endured it. I decided that I'd tolerate it and give back the love she gave me. No matter how much he abused me and manipulated her, I refused to destroy
This is what
family.
I fear the most if ever came out to my family as bisexual.
See, I can actually understand somewhat where Joel is coming from. I mean, like, I realized that I was LGBT, that I was not straight around the age of 11. Realized I was just gay around the age of 15, when I was closer to 14. Yeah, I was 14 when I realized. It took me, not even joking, I wish I was joking about this. Yes, give Joel a hug. It took me, if we count up all the years, 9 years to properly come out. Because I did not come out to my family. Let me rephrase that. It's been a year since I've been out. But yeah, back to the story. No matter how much he abused me and manipulated her, I refused to destroy this family. Joel, what the fuck? From the way he expressed himself, I thought I was about to get scolded for that. But no, he was actually very emotional, burying his face between his paws. I'm so proud of you for doing that. I can see how much you love her, and for someone like me who really cherishes his parents, I think you're amazing. He sniffled and I gave him a tissue for that stuffy nose of his. Stop a bit for the ad. Want to break from the ads? The no ads dance. And we're back. I'm so sorry you had to go through so many hardships at such a young age. I can see why Ryan grew up to be protective of you. Yeah, I wasn't even aware of how much I'd sacrificed already to give her a happier life. That's all, I guess. I didn't want to go into detail. He didn't need to know how bad things were at home. I'm sure this was enough for him to understand my situation. So, I've decided to stay in the closet for now. Maybe forever if I have to. I'm sorry for freaking out like that. I saw that moment flashing before my eyes. It tasted like heaven and hell combined. You're not at fault for doing what you did. My heart and my mind are always fighting one another. Well, now I feel bad for basically forcing you to open up to me so that I could understand your logic. It happened sooner than I expected, but don't worry about it. Are you still going to step away? I want to keep... Actually, we're going to leave off here tonight. Well, stay safe, have a good night, and I will see you all tomorrow.